Welcome to The Influence by Ikasi Creative. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Influence, your favorite podcast where creativity meets curiosity. My name is Ruth Dube, and I will be your host for this episode.
And I am Sipoguhle Kutuka, and I'm your co-host for this episode.
And today in studio, we have the amazing, award-winning documentary filmmaker and interim communications and advocacy officer at the Desmond and Leah Tutu Foundation, Nomandla freaking Vilakazi, in the house today. Hi, Nomandla.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Where did you get this energy, by the way? Like, you were so energetic. Did you have some energy drink before you got here?
I definitely did. I had my morning juice. My morning juice always gets me through. I am a smoothie girl, so I had a nice beetroot situation. But yeah, just always being a light.
Yeah.
Just being a light.
You are sunshine.
Exactly.
A ray of sunshine.
Yeah, right.
Literally. We want to start off with a little icebreaker that we have tailored to you. And it's going to be Fact or Fiction Conspiracy Theory Edition.
Work. That is my category. That is my category. Yes.
So everything, we just have to start off with a disclaimer. Everything is alleged.
Right.
Nothing
We don't want to
is.
catch any losses
Nothing
here.
is
100%. Well, Wendy Williams in here.
No.
Allegedly.
Where is she now?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, question number one.
Cute.
Nelson Mandela died in the 1980s and was replaced by a clone that later died in 2013, thus causing the Mandela effect.
Okay, we're starting off on a stupid note. I love that. Fact or fiction? Let me say, I'll say fact for the girls. I want to feel the girls and their conspiracies. I do.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, because there was a shift in tone towards the end of Mandela and the things he was willing to speak up on.
Exactly.
Like you take someone like, and I'm sure we're going to get into it, but take someone like Desmond Tutu, who towards the end was still speaking the same fiery speak.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He calmed down a little bit.
He calmed
How do you calm
down?
down in jail, allegedly? Allegedly.
No, but I think, yeah, I totally see that happening.
Facts.
A little Avril Lavigne,
Hello?
little switcheroo. I see that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
fact.
you. Number two. Now, guys, don't be mad. Don't be mad at me.
happened?
But do you think the Pope is immortal?
Oh my God, you guys. I think that the Pope absolutely has access to some type of like youth potion. And also I think when you're like literally the like top number one person, you absolutely have ties to other top number ones
Exactly.
within theological space.
And that goes into our next fact or fiction.
Talk about it.
Okay. So, fact or fiction, celebrities are the lowest tier of a secret high society that is involved with the Bank of the World. Allegedly. Allegedly.
I've fallen down a disgusting rabbit hole this
Of
past year
celebrities?
of celebrity drama and just general just unpacking of this nasty cabal that is Hollywood. Because I think I used to look up to it so much when I was growing up in my formative years, and now I'm like an adult realizing that so much has been perpetrated within that space. My God. So yes, fact,
I think
allegedly.
we should have
Fact, allegedly.
I think we should have a conspiracies podcast where we bring you on and we just talk conspiracies. Okay. This one is for your days of being a lecturer.
Lord have mercy. You know me from a time.
So now, fact or fiction? ChatGPT writes better essays than actual students.
Ooh, that's a wound. That's a wound that you opened.
I just like dug my finger in the hole
and twisted with a knife and salt. No, listen, because I've started using ChatGPT.
Oh my God,
just
no man.
slowly, little by little. But when I was a teacher, lecturer, tutor, what have you, I was so against that thing because these kids are ridiculous. Like you'll just see them literally copy paste the whole question, put it on ChatGPT, it generates a thing. They don't change anything about that. ChatGPT still has those like insert character name here or something, and like links to more ChatGPT resources at the end.
In the essay.
And they just refuse to cheat well. But that's what we have to be realistic.
Yes.
Like, especially these kids, they will be the ones that cut the corners and go around lapaya and here and here in order to, you know, just make it as easy for them as possible. But for me, it's like, guys, especially with the new emergence of AI, it's good to embrace it. So I think we put ourselves into a corner when we say like, oh no, this new thing, I'm not going to learn about it because
it's taking over the industry.
Exactly. Like, no, that's not the way you do it. Like,
interesting.
People had to get used to Zoom. People had to get used to phones.
That's
and
true.
like, you need to evolve.
Yeah, with the technology.
But at the same time. Does it produce better essays
than actual students? Okay, fiction.
No. I will say fiction.
Okay.
I will say fiction.
Okay, I like that. I'll stand by that.
Because I love it. I loved it when a person would just trust their voice, even if what they're saying is nonsense.
Yeah.
Even if they can't even grasp the concept and it's gibberish, but at least they're expressing how they felt about this character in relation to this concept and blah blah blah. So it's like I like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you than an AI that I have to mark.
South Africa finally got its diamond back from the Queen's crown. Fact or fiction?
Wait, is that a headline?
Fact
or is
or
that
fiction?
just conspiracy?
Fact.
Fiction.
Okay,
I would have heard about that. No. I would have. I would have definitely heard
You're
about
like
that.
following that story.
Yeah. No, because I'm like repatriation is a huge part of my research.
Yeah,
so like
you literally jaw-dropped. You're like, it did.
Mama gagged. What do you mean?
Imagine.
They gave it back?
Oh my God! Wow.
No, we would have heard about that.
Yeah.
Love.
Thank you for enjoying and like
loved
entertaining and humoring that icebreaker. It was very fun. I'm very excited. Okay, Nomandla, I want to start with gassing you up. I want to start with gassing you up because you made a documentary film called An Ode to Sarah, and it's screened at Moda Film Festival nights. It screened at the Raw Film Festival and it won an award there for Best Documentary Short Film. It screened at Indigenous Film Month, okay? It screened at The Commons. And listen, I have my notes out. It screened at The Commons at an exhibition and at Iziko Art Gallery. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Yeah, man.
And you say that you have a focus on Black queer femme rights. And as a Black queer femme, I want to know for you, what is the importance in telling that story and what drove you to telling that story?
No, man, the gas is getting to my head.
As you should.
Because honestly, I don't think I realized how many screenings I've done, but I wanted to cater all the screenings to the environments that would best reflect the people that I'd made it for, which is Black femme queer bodies. And I've rejected other screening offers and other things. Like they wanted to screen it at Fame Week. They wanted to screen it at like different places.
Yeah.
That just seemed too, too detached from the message.
It's not your audience, basically.
Exactly. And when I think the most powerful screening for me was the one that I did at the Zico Museum.
Yes.
Because that was an audience of majority Black femme and queer bodies.
Wow.
And also the crate that Sarah was brought home in was also featured in that moment as well. And it felt so powerful because once we watched the film and people were doing reflections, it all like really clicked for me, like how hard it was for me to do that and expose myself and basically put myself on exhibition. But it was putting myself on exhibition by the Black body, for the Black body.
Exactly.
And when you hear like feedback about that, it's like the most rewarding thing because it's like, this is why I made it.
Yeah.
But it's so important for Black femmes to really talk out loud and unapologetically the things that we go through, how we come to terms with our body in relation to this westernized world is a constant chat. And that's why I kept saying over and over again that I've dedicated this to the Black femme body, queer bodies, because I don't want to exclude anyone that has ever felt not at home
In their
in their
body.
own skin, and literally told by Western structures that
Exactly.
things that are passed down from you ancestrally
Yeah.
are not beautiful.
No, and then they're copied in cosmetic surgery.
Thank
for
you.
the same. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I bring in the contemporary with this
Yeah.
understanding as well. Yeah.
And I was actually there live when you performed an ode to Sarah, when you recorded that for your documentary. And that was such an emotional and spiritual experience. I think a part of me opened up in that. And I want to know what, like, for you, because if that was spiritual for me, you were unclothed in front of so many people. You were exposed, just like Sarah was. And I want to know how that emotional conviction, how does that mix in with the truth telling that you also have to keep, you know, in line with documentary? Like, yes, it's your feelings and this is how you feel, but what are the facts? How do you reconcile those two?
I think the one thing that drove me to that point and to do that site-specific performance
Yes.
piece was I was really angry at the way that UCT did not educate people about Sarah Bartman after the name change. And it's so ingrained in the culture of UCT to call everything Jamison.
Yeah.
Jammy Hall,
Yeah.
Jammies,
Yeah.
Jammy Buses, Jammy Plaza. Like it's still all within the language, and they didn't do at all for me enough work to educate people on who Sarah was and what her name means.
And this is when they renamed the Jamison Hall to the Sarah Bartman.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So after that, and just seeing also within my own like personal spaces, just like having to explain the story of Sarah Bartman was just crazy to me, because like we all should have heard about this by now.
Yes.
But education systems and especially the indigenous knowledge, the way it's produced and reproduced and packaged is usually within like this niche group of people, and it's not shared, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, very gatekept knowledge.
Exactly. So I put some, I just played some audio while I was doing the performance, and I think for me, what helped me reconcile it was Sarah. It was Sarah. I'll just say that very, very openly, very honestly, that at some point I really did just surrender to whatever I was being told to do. And Sarah told me to
This is
do.
what needs to happen.
She said, like,
Yeah.
this thing that's pulling you,
That
it's pulling
spirit.
you towards, exactly, it's pulling you towards you being the educator that you are, but showing that within a different light through performance, through something that's going to catch the eye. And maybe if they just walk past and just hear, oh, the name Sarah and like this girl that's like naked on Plaza, maybe, hopefully, that will be internalized and they'll like go fall down a Google rabbit hole of who Sarah was. And then I know my job is done, you know? But I think even that moment when I like started to undress and unclothe myself, that was completely unplanned. It was completely, I did not, and like it was not in my mind at all that I was gonna strip at all.
Oh my goodness.
But I just like ran with it because I felt it was at the part I think that the poem started playing. I've Come to Take You Home by Diana Ferris, which is like a monumental poem. Like nowhere else has poetry been featured in French legislation to bring ancestor back to a
their
rightful
land.
place. Like it's unheard of, and it hasn't been reproduced since. And it's crazy to me. So especially those words are so powerful to me. So powerful to me. And I think I was just moved to really expose myself, put myself in exhibition in the same way that Sarah did. And I felt the pain. It sounds so spiritual, but it was incredibly spiritual. It was so deep because I felt the pain. I felt my fear of being exposed like that. But then I also felt this overwhelming sense of like just belonging in my own body. And understanding that there are eyes on me, there's cameras on me, there's all these different elements of gaze on me, but I control that gaze 100%. I am in full control. And that's what brought me that feeling of just comfortability within myself. So now when I'm like out at the beach or when I'm going out and I'm wearing the same bikinis that the other girls are wearing, I'm confident.
Yes. That's nice.
And you can't tell me anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did.
Cool.
I want to be you.
You are me. Literally, you are me. Like
Don't
I
make me
remember
cry.
when you came up to hug me afterwards.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think it was, I don't know who said it. It was either you or me, but like we did that for all the mamas that look like us.
Yeah.
All the mamas that have just been forced into, oh no, I have to cover. I have to wear
the discrimination.
Discrimination within fashion and the industry. Like we are the industry. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So with all the accolades that you have won regarding your documentary, what does it mean for you as your career and an ode to Sarah?
I think that's the thing I was sort of grappling with when I did receive that award of Best Documentary. Is because in that category, there were already some amazing documentaries that I was going up against.
Can you name a few?
Yes, there was one. There was one called An Ode to Eden, which was also an indigenous storytelling.
Okay.
I think it was specifically about colored people realizing their Khoi and San heritage and basically being brought to the ancestor in that way, having a renaming and finding your community within that sense. And also reconciling what it means to be colored within South African context, how that itself was just alienating you from your Khoi, San,
Like
indigenous roots. It's so crazy. So there was another one. It was about snails. It was like gigantic snails.
Oh my God.
So it was kind of gross, but like it was really, really beautiful to see that the way the snails genuinely have a kingdom.
Yeah.
And they will go to war.
That's insane.
To defend their territory. Snails. Darling, little, disgusting 2 eyes, like ew. But they all go to war, and it's beautiful how that story was told. So I knew I was going up against like really, really solid structures. But the thing I think I had to realize was that in Ode to Sarah is saying something specific. It's saying something particular that I don't think anyone else is really talking about right now. And even after I finished that edit like a year ago, maybe like November-ish after the performance. And I didn't look at it for a while because it was me displaying myself, putting myself on exhibition. And I couldn't come to terms with it. I just couldn't, I just couldn't really grasp the message that I was doing because the message was for me. And that's where it was so hard to come to terms with the fact that no, Sada is telling me that I have to put myself in this story.
Yeah.
And already then that opened me up to so much vulnerability when I finished the piece because I'm submitting it to festivals. And if a festival rejects me, it feels like they're rejecting my body.
Yes.
It feels like they're rejecting me and my spirit and like who I am and what the work that I've done to come to terms with my body. So it's like when I was recognized by the Royal Film Festival in Khayelitsha, that was a stunning just affirmation to me that within my career, I'm absolutely on the right path. The right people will see the work that I want to do. And I've also found my voice within documentary filmmaking. I understand that like my voice is powerful and can affect, or just the stories that we choose to tell can also really affect change around us.
I've noticed that you have a love for history. Would you say most of your documentaries are going to be more on the history side of things? What's next for you? What's next for you in terms of documentary? Who are we?
That's a very good question that I will spill just because I'm very excited about it because Ode to Sarah has like really opened so many doors
for you.
For me and for the different types of people that I come into contact with. So hopefully we're going to make an Ode to Sarah feature film or bigger than that. And it's going to star Diana Ferris, the poet.
I'm gonna start crying right now.
Because she's, I got in contact with her.
No matter.
I reached out to her. I know. Wow. I reached out to her, maybe like a few at the top of the year, like around March. And she is an amazing, she's 71 and she just don't cry, girl.
I'm sorry.
But it's big, it's huge because this could be an amazing thing. So we're still applying for funding to get a documentary, a bunch of slates made, documentary slates. So hopefully that comes to fruition. But either way, I will be making a documentary with Diana Ferris about her life because she's writing memoirs right now about the repatriation, about what it meant to write the poem, to negotiate, to bring Sarah home, then to bury her, then to, keep her memory alive. So she is just an incredible woman, a force to be reckoned with, even at the age of 71. So that's next. And always with a deep history tone. Mina in the archive. Woo!
You are the archive.
Deep ties. Yeah. I'm becoming the archive.
Yeah.
Which how much information I'm retaining. Just
beautiful. And unfortunately, we have to wrap up. We're gonna have a few conversations still after this. Like this is just. But I have to ask you in wrapping up, Nomandla. How is it that you want people to remember you in legacy the same way you remember Sarah without even knowing her?
Wow. Whoa. I think that's actually a very beautiful question. Just because, especially as a Black femme.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm emotional, but it's just so lovely, the trajectory I think I've been on in order to be ready to be seen. Because I think for a while I was trying to hide and not be too much and not be too loud and no matter this, no matter that. But like, Manje, I'm fully coming into myself, and I would love people to just remember how much joy I want to bring to everyone. I'm so stupid. I want to, but
making everyone cry.
You know what I mean? I just think I've spent so many years just trying to be
a people's pleaser,
someone else, attributing myself to like, if I'm beautiful, if I have long hair and if I have a weave and like whatever. So like this film set the tone for the rest of my life to be like, you have to love yourself so unapologetically. That's how I want to be remembered.
Would you say it validated you basically?
Absolutely. Absolutely 100. I validated myself through Sarah.
Yes.
She punched the ticket, I put it in the machine and I drove off because she gave me that permission. She gave me that permission to be so unapologetic about myself, and so unapologetic to the point where I drive away anyone who is not supposed to be in my orbit, in my circle, giving me bad vibes and energy. I don't need that. So I want to be remembered for being so authentic and unapologetically Nomandla.
That's nice. Wow.
I love that question. I've never been asked that before. I feel so special, and thank you guys.
Glad. You are so special. Thank you for joining us for our first, you are our first guest. Incredible. And
guys,
amazing.
Don't forget me when you're all famous and racking up.
You'll be famous too, though. You're famous too. So what do you know?
Maybe Safta is coming up.
Yeah.
From your lips to God's ears, baby. 100%.
Thank you so much, Nomandla, for joining us today. Thank you guys for listening. This has been The Influence, your favorite podcast where creativity meets curiosity. Please let us know how you felt about the episode. If you have anything to say to Nomandla, to us, or if you want to be a guest on a future episode, reach out to us on social media, on our website. We want to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.